Hello everyone, welcome to Planet Coaster 2. I've had early access for a couple of days now, since Monday. And with that limited time, I of course built a lighthouse as is tradition on this channel. And I wanted to try to build a ride skin. And the most logical thing that looks like a lighthouse of the rides is the Helter Skelter ride, which is just a slide. But yeah, it's overkill time, and in this video I will show you how to approach a build like this and maybe give it your own twist. The build is already available on the Frontier Workshop, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. Alright, we're gonna start with placing down the ride we're gonna skin. In this case it's the Helter Skelter, and the first thing I'd like to do is, well, think of the concept that I'm building. I'm not just gonna go in and start building stuff. I like conceptualize the build ahead of time. And there are some couple of tools you can use. You can use ChatGPT for some, like a sparring partner, or just a word web of what fits with the lighthouse. Use Google Images, use AI image generation tools if you're into that. There's some ethical discussion there, but I like using it as a tool for this video game. It's nothing major, but it gave me some really cool inspiration pictures for this build that I kind of worked off as reference images. And reference images are key, as was in Planco 1, and it will be again in this game, I'm sure of it. I started here with just covering all the mechanical stuff of the ride. Now, since this is a Helter Skelter, there's not much to cover. Well, the main structure itself, because we're gonna make it look like a lighthouse, and it looks like a cheap carnival ride, right? So I covered that with like plaster pieces. At this point, I haven't played the game at all, okay? So I don't know what objects are in the game. I'm just trying stuff out. Maybe starting with some things I recognized from either Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster. But while building this, I discovered alternative things that I probably should have used in hindsight. But it is what it is. First build, trial and error. It's fine. Yeah, we're going quite fast here in the video. It's only a short video. I don't want it to be too long. But for example, these roof tiles are like 6 pieces each. Like each tile, because I couldn't figure out the right shape of the plank. And in the end, like after this video, I changed it a bit and actually just used like horizontal planks, which like half the piece count of the entire build. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm still looking for a bit of alternatives here. There's some smaller pieces, you know how it is when you first launch a game. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. For a first build in this game, I'd say it's more than satisfactory. But yeah, really like these planks. They're pretty versatile, but the issue with the scaling tool is you can only adjust the scale of things, but not the length or width or anything like that. It's not like Blender, but usually you find a way around it, but it's a bit tricky. Also, the key bindings, I'm having a hard time getting used to. Some things changed, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's also just it takes some getting used to as well. It's after putting nearly 4,000 hours into Planco 1, you kind of have this muscle memory which you try to utilize in a game that just doesn't work anymore, and it's like it's frustrating. Like with the path thing especially, that was rough. But it's the second day, yesterday, it started to grow on me a bit more, and I really got into the groove of things, and I started to get a lot more excited with the possibilities. I was also in a stream. Or like in a voice chat with Sylv and some other people. They were just experimenting with the new animatronic turny thingies that you can use, and well, the possibilities are pretty great. There's also some stuff I don't like, but I'm not gonna go into that. Overall, I think it's a vastly superior product for the base game. For that, until there's DLC, and they already announced some fixes they're gonna implement, so I'm excited for that. Anyway. Yeah, the back to the build. The lighthouse is what it is for now. It's just a shell, but all the functional aspects of the ride, of course, are still visible. And then I decided, as I usually do with the lighthouse, I built like a little cottage next to it. Usually they're connected, but the slide is in between them, so it takes a bit of logistical challenge. This scenario. Oh yeah, these dirt decals are your biggest friend. Of course, I've used so many dirt decals and other type of decals in my previous builds in Planco 1, and I'm over the moon with it that they included so much of them in Planco 1. Especially the damaged Corda piece or something is perfect for this blaster home, which I haven't used yet in the video here, but it's amazing stuff. Also, yeah, the perspective of the build, like the perspective if you look at like the structure is very important. This build looks the best from like an angled perspective. So like for the 45-degree angle, you want to use different angles in a build to really like get the depth effect, especially with the global illumination now. It just has a lot of potential to look cool, especially if you do interior stuff as well. Yeah, the thing with this cottage is just try to get different shapes of wall and different heights and widths, and even as you can see the corner here of the left part of the building is a bit wonky. Don't overdo it if you're not going like full fairy tale or whatever, but I think that was a nice touch. And some of the in-game windows are fine, but of course I still wanted to try to make a custom window, but I haven't really found a really small wooden beam that would work. Well, probably would work, but I have to copy it around, and I need to put some more time into it. I only had like maximum 6 hours or 8 hours of playtime before the game launched after work, so it was a bit challenging, and but we got there in the end. I think it's a nice first build of this thing. And as of my plans for Planco 2, I still want to finish my Planco 1 stuff, because it's just I've put too much time to those to just leave that behind, especially the latest Anton Pieck style thing I worked on. So we're gonna get into that sometime in the future. Recently I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 1 on PC. They released it. Yes, I spent 50 euros on it. It's fine. It's amazing. I really love it. So I got inspiration from that. And I was thinking, okay, I want to try the franchise mode, right? To actually like play the game as it should be played, with like management stuff instead of just using it as a rip-off Blender. And I was thinking, okay, how can I approach this without putting too much time and effort into all these buildings, because that way it's never going to get finished. And I thought Western is the perfect theme for that. You have great objects in game that can easily give you a lot of detail for that type of stuff, like wooden paneling and windows. And I'm going to use standard roofs with just a bit of detail of depth, not like fully custom roofs. And yeah, so that's my plan. Just a Western park, very basic, but have like different biomes or like structures for each zone. So it's all like 1911 style era, like 1911. That's the time it's going to be taking place. But you have like a town like Blackwater, for example, is a bit more civilized, and then you have the Armadillo, where it's proper desert, like cowboy stuff, and then maybe some mountain and stuff. And then I'm gonna have a dark ride, or maybe an asylum. All these turn of the century, like early 20th century, late 19th century stuff. I'm really excited about doing that. But yeah, for now, just this little build. As you can see, I was thinking of how can I really make this ride look functional, and I could have left the openings open, but I think it looked better with like a door, and just imagine them opening the door. You could probably finish figure something out that would work as well. Oh yeah, this resize, the resizer in this game. Oh wow, what a feature that is. And there's a lot of hidden features I haven't played around with yet. The moving animatronic stuff, template thingies are great. I only used that for the Lighthouse lamp in the end here. It's just a great tool. I'm really excited to get into Planco 2, and I think you guys probably are too. This is on the workshop as well. I think I said in an intro, but there's like a sharing code down below. I'm not a big fan of the workshop. You can't comment, you can't add more pictures, you can't really make a gadget cam, well, or like guest cam picture of your build, which I love doing. It's a lot more rudimentary, and I'm not a big fan of it. And there's also a limit. There's some weird limits because of the console thing that really grind my gears, to be honest. That's my main critique with the game. The menus, and there's some finicky, like unintuitive stuff there that is kind of hindering. So this build would have taken like like 10 to 20% less time in Planco 1. Not just because I know the pieces I could use, but just the finickiness of the controls and the interlayer embedded menus and weird axes, or like control the shift, the multi-select is also a bit wonky. I can't deselect. I think it was in Planet Zoo as well, but I haven't really played it in a long time. But it doesn't feel good yet. But maybe that's just time, or I need to adjust some settings. But yeah, it will probably be fine. Anyway, these rock walls are great. Yeah, I was looking for like a late 19th century like coastal lighthouse, like I've built before. Just figure out how to put a lot of detail in this small space. Just get my fingers dirty. Like, look what we have available to us. And I still haven't explored half of the pieces. And even in the end, I could have used this, I could have used that, but I'm not gonna redo everything, of course. So it's a bit of a learning process for me as well. But I'm glad that intuitive feel of just playing this game and designing something you like is still there. Just takes some getting used to in some things. But overall, I'm pretty excited. They announced some features that they're gonna implement that got people worried, like the 6K guest limit. And now I don't really... I haven't played with guest and Planco 1 in a long time, but since I actually want to play the game now, I'm happy they're not gonna look into that. Oh, another thing I absolutely hate. This is the thing I hate about this game. So, normal paths are fine. It's fine, there's enough customizability, except, well, you can't change the color of every path, just a couple, which is weird. Just, like, make everything recolorable. What's the issue? Maybe some data stuff, I don't know, but it's been 8 years since Planco 1. I mean, come on, guys, come on. And, well, that's just fine. But the main thing, and this gets me really worked up at the moment, is the emblems of Planet Coaster on the queues everywhere. Do you see that in the lower right corner here? Oh my god, it's so ugly. I hate it. I had to cover it up, and I wouldn't have to initially, but it's just so annoying. So I covered it up with some stone later. But why? We already bought the game. You don't need to advertise the logo in a game I already own. Yeah, please change that. That's my biggest thing at the moment. The rest of the pathing system is fantastic. Well, if you get the hang of it at least, but yeah. Anyway, some telegraph poles here to add some more depth and detail. These decals, that's the best part of the whole game. Look how much depth it adds to the whole thing. Yeah, really love it. The difficult thing is to try to not overuse those. But yeah, I can't wait to play around some more. I hope to have a bit more time soon where I can put some more time to the game and school as well. But it's a pretty busy week for me. There's so much happening this week that I just really wanted to put something out there for you guys. So I'm not sure when the next Planco 2 video will come or the next Planco 1 video, but I am still working on it, and I'm really liking the feedback that I got on this build. That's actually really motivating. It's been a long while since I posted on Reddit and Twitter and stuff, and it was received very well, so I'm really happy with that. It's like a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes left here, guys. It's not that spectacular, but yeah, it's just a small scale, really heavily detailed build. And I really hope we get custom billboards and music, because I would have added some nice music. Since I wanted to get this build out on YouTube on time and on the workshop, I didn't play around with the nighttime lighting yet. Also because the Helter Skelter is illuminated by itself, which doesn't look good when you cover it. It's like a weird buggy look. So yeah, that was kind of demotivating. So I was like, okay, never mind the nighttime stuff. But yeah, maybe they can make an option to disable or change the color of the nighttime lighting on rides. That would be great. Oh, and here's the cheat code part. The foliage in this game is my second favorite thing. It's so much better. And I love the Scottish pine trees here. Look just how much like character they add to this build. I love it. Yeah, it's fine. It's amazing. I can't wait to play around with it more. Some of the Planet Zoo stuff looks better for some reason. I also miss like kind of a grassy texture on grass. It's only the short grass from Planet Zoo, which is weird for me. But anyway, here's the last things, just some drainage pipes to really add that last bit of depth, and then it's already finished. So yeah, it's on the workshop now, guys. Download it. You can't reply, but whatever. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, especially if all the new people here are just getting into Planet Coaster 2. And yeah, I hope you see you guys around a lot more often. Bye.